Hi, everybody, and welcome to this monthly masterclass with Speak and Sell. And today we have an amazing guest. And this guest, Louistas, I will present him just in a while. But before we start, I would like you to look at the question mark. So when you are going to communicate with us or with Luistas, you put your answer in the question box, and it's in the right corner, a little box with a question. And I would like you to know, can you hear me and can you see us? So put a one in the question mark if you can hear us or me, hear me and see
Thank
us.
you.
Mm, yeah,
And
okay.
Louis says
So,
too, if you can hear him.
yes. Okay, so a lot of yeses. All right, good. So, Luisas, you are a success mindset coach and an author, right? And you help people get wealthy. And I am so psyched to have you here. And you are going to present yourself a little bit closer. But before you start, just give Luisas a big round of applause. And we are so happy for you to be here. Woo! Yay! Just enjoy it. And now I'm going to hand it over to you, Luisas. So have fun. And people, ask a lot of
Thank,
questions.
thank you so much, Cecilia. Thank you. And if you can hear me, just type a yes in the chat box and um, just type a yes in the chat box. Can we see them coming in?
Yes, loud and clear. And
Yes,
yes.
fantastic.
Okay,
After
amazing.
that saying thank you, I'd just like to start with a question. How many of you are excited about being seen and known as a specialist? Type an S in the chat box if you are excited to be seen and known as a specialist. Thank you. And that's why we're here today. I'm here just to be able to share with you some of the things that you can do to be seen and known as a specialist. But I want to start by thanking Carola and Cecilia for inviting me to be with you. I know you could be doing something else. You could be in the club now or getting ready to go out, but you've chosen to be here today. And so, my own commitment for the next 1 hour is to make this time worth your while. And if I am going to share with you what I'm going to share, it's because I have experienced the things that I am going to share. And I'm not going to tell you what I haven't experienced. By the end of this 1 hour, I hope that you can be able to pluck out the courage to publish that book that you have been wanting to publish forever. That you can be able to actually start writing that book, that story, that incredible knowledge that you have developed over the years. Let me ask you, would you agree that everybody has got a book in them? Type B in the chat box if you agree that everybody has got a book in them. Type a B in there. Fantastic. Thank you. And since we are going to spend this 1 hour, would it be okay if I share a little bit about myself and so that you know who is speaking with you? Is that okay? Thank you. Now, I'd like you to imagine carrying 100 kilograms of potatoes on your head to go and sell and to buy a little shorts and a little shirt to wear or put on as uniform and trekking to school 10 kilometers barefooted, having just one meal, coming back and carrying another kilogram of potato or 10 kilograms of potatoes to go to the market to sell. That was my life some 40 odd years ago. And fast forward to some 20 something years after that, I arrived in the UK with £150 in my pocket. That was my life saving. Wow. But when I arrived in the UK with £150 in my pocket, I realized that that was literally pocket money. And I worked so hard. I met people who were very successful, especially people attending success mindset coaching programs, attending success resources programs, and going all over the world. I joined the wagon, and that is where I met Cecilia. That's where I met Carola, where we have been journeying together to help ourselves. Now I help professionals, people who are specialists in any field, to be seen, known, and honored as specialists, either through presentations, writing books, creating videos, so that the world could see what they do. And the people I'm helping right now, they are providing solutions to people's problems. And hence today, I was invited maybe to share some solutions with you, especially solutions that are tailored towards making you being seen and known as a specialist in your industry or field, so that you could publish a book, you could create a course, or you could create videos that will help people see you and know you for who you are. If you are here today and you want to be seen and known as a specialist, if you want to publish a book, if you have been thinking of writing and publishing and being seen, then you are in the right place. I'm going to share a few things with you. And as I go, please write down some questions or post some questions down, and I will be able to answer those questions at the end. So again, if you're ready and excited for me to dive in and give you the content, type me in the chat box. Type me in the chat box. I'm just going to see. Thanks very much, Patrick. Thanks very much, Suzanne. Thanks very much. Uh, exactly. And thanks. Yes, yes, loud and clear. So let me share my slides with you. And as I'm doing this, I'm just hoping that you will be able to grab a few things. You will be able to uh, get a few nuggets of what I'm sharing with you and implement it. But even if you are not able to implement, by the end of today, I will also share with you how I can assist you and how Cecilia and Carola and myself can continue to assist you through this platform so that you can achieve better. So at this point, I'm going to go real quick. The way I help people to write books is using a framework which I call a write and profit framework. This is an entire process which has helped a couple of my friends and my clients to actually write and publish books. At the moment, I've got 6 books published, and I've got about 11 books on draft. By the end of this year, I'll publish 6 more, and that is my target. And all I do is follow this write and profit framework, which I'm going to go through with you today. Basically, when I go through this, my hope is that you can take this framework and go home and be able to write your own book. Who's excited about this? Thank you. Thank you. Okay. First thing is, when you want to write a book, you've got to ask yourself some serious questions. You've got to think for yourself, well, do I need a book or not? I would say, even if your answer is a no, think about this. How many people know or have today what is called business cards? I can show you business cards here. I've got so many of them that I've collected from people, and they are always here on my desk, and sometimes I have them in my pocket, and sometimes I misplace them. But when I have a book, I never misplace a book. Books are always on the shelf. Books are always there to tell the story. And therefore, if you write a book and have a book, it's better than a card. And people honor the book more than a card. And when you go somewhere and people hear that you are a published author and you speak about the topic, People listen keenly because they know that you are a specialist. So why most people never write a book then? Why do we not write a book? If you have a book and you know that the book is so important, why don't we write books? Well, I would suggest that one of the things is fear. People are so scared of even beginning to write, even though they have the ideas, they have the intention to do so. And some people think that, well, people will not read their books. Some people think, well, I can't write like the great authors. And some people say, well, the whole writing structure thing is so cumbersome for me. And even though they want to do it, they are scared, they fear, and then they procrastinate and sit down and never do it. But hey, there is a way of doing it. The right and profit way of doing it. It's pretty simple. How is this? This is about the W for right, where you have to think about why this book. Why am I writing a book? Maybe you have a lot of experience in life. Maybe you are a specialist in being a tree surgeon, for example. Or maybe you are a great speaker. Maybe you're a great orator. Maybe you are somebody who has overcome something quite dramatic, terrible, shocking in life. Remember that there are people undergoing those same things in life, and therefore you can provide a solution for them. That is why you need to write a book. Even though people think that they may not have the skills, they may not have the people to read their books, they may not always be clear, and they might feel overwhelmed even with the thoughts, it is possible to start by writing a the. Can I invite all of you now to take a piece of paper? Take a piece of paper, everybody, and I want you to write the word the in your piece of paper. Just write the word the in that piece of paper. I can tell you that is the first word in your book which you have started writing today. So, why this book? Because you have the experience, because you have knowledge that people need, because you have solutions to problems that people face. And therefore, the world is waiting for you. They are waiting for you to give them those solutions through that book. The R for the right is to carry out some research. Well, what if you realize that you are going to solve the world's biggest problem? One of my mentors, Tan, always said that once you find a big problem, you should find a big solution. And I bet you, I've found some really big solutions in some of the books I've written. What about you? Maybe you're sitting there and thinking, well, I can't really carry out some research. I don't know where to go. And maybe I've missed the opportunity. Now somebody's published a book that I would have published, or that you don't feel that you have the language, the skills, or the validation to write a book. Who says that? If you're thinking that, say to yourself, well, you are qualified enough. And I'd like you to repeat after me. I am qualified enough to write a book. Thank you. Self-belief is so important. And when you are carrying out the research, today there are so many ways of doing it. You can literally go into the websites where people already have written things. I can do some research. You can use AI to carry out part of the research for you. It is so simple, and AI is here to help us. So there is no reason why anybody should today sit and say they cannot carry out research to find out the population, to find out who is going to read their book, to find out where they will publish the book, to find out how they can write the book. And of course, all of that information is free out there. So carrying out the research is so important. And the I in the right framework is that you need to be able to create chapters for your book. Most books today, they are about 10 to 15 chapters. And I can tell you why. Because they are using the same framework or a similar framework that I'm sharing with you. How does this work? You start by crafting, after you've done your research and you settle down on the topic, you should write 10 questions. 10 questions that you think people need to answer, or 10 questions that you think might be solutions to the problem that you want to resolve, or 10 questions that you think may be the problems that you are wanting to resolve. And would you agree that if you write a question, you most likely will get an answer? Yes and yes? Thank you. And so once you write 10 questions, those 10 questions, they become your 10 chapters. And you can go ahead then to ask 5 further questions per section, per chapter, depending on how you want to expand the book. Most of my books, there are 10 chapters with 5 sections per chapter. And if you look at so many books, they follow that same sequence. Therefore, there is no confusion with content because you have a question and you have an answer. You have a problem and you have a solution. You have a solution and which leads to another solution. And you should always ask yourself, when you solve this problem, what would people want next? What is the people's next problem? And you see, when you write one book, it might also lead to another book. It's all about having a framework. And this chapter by chapter framework, which I'm sharing with you, where you ask questions and answer them, later on, you can develop them chapter by chapter, day by day, section by section, minute by minute, just 20 minutes a day to develop one section. And you would realize that within 40 days or so, you might be able to finish a draft of your book. The next thing you need to do is to turn these chapters into solid sections. As mentioned, when you ask the questions, you start answering them. And you always have to use what is called another framework in your writing. You start with a hook. For example, if I'm writing about how to become a public speaker, my hook might be something like, are you bored listening to people who call themselves public speakers? Oh, people might say, yes, I am. Or people might say, oh, well, when somebody reads that, it draws them towards what you have to say. And then you might begin to say, okay, if you are bored, what might I do? If somebody's bored listening to speakers, what might I do? That's a further question which you can ask, and then you can continue to answer. And of course, when you are answering them with a hook, you always again start with a problem. Remember, in your book, you are always providing a solution to a problem. It avoids you jumping from topic to topic. And the readers, when they are reading your book as well, they have a logical sequence of events. They have a problem, they have a solution, and they have a problem, and they have a solution. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the right framework. And the E in this right framework is about executing your first draft. When you have done your research and you set your chapters, asked your questions, answered them bit by bit, don't worry. You don't have to put in all the information because today I will show you a way of actually developing this information that you've put in, which is your information. And I will show you how you can use things like ChatGPT and other types of AI to develop with some AI softwares to be able to make it yours. And once the first draft is ready, you can rest and say to yourself, yes, yes, I have done it. Can I just ask you a few questions now? How many people here are ready to actually begin writing their questions today? And I'd like you at this moment to spend a few minutes, actually a few seconds, for us to just think about that book idea which is in you. So I'm going to stop sharing for a moment and just ask you to share with us or to write in the box there. What is your book idea? What book have you been wanting to write? Just type in the chat box there for us, or in the question box there for us, please. What book idea have you got? What have you been wanting to write about? And if you don't have one, just create one right now. Let's see. I'm waiting to see. Um, yes, Patrick, let's hear you. Let's see. What book idea? Susan, I would love to make a book about, let's hear, yes, about, yes, question mark, question mark, question mark. Well, I don't know. Let's think about it. If you don't have one, just fake one today. What about writing a book about what you have done in life best? What about writing a book about men's health? Yes, Patrick says he wants to write a book about men's health. Patrick, do you know that there are just very few books published on men's health? A lot of people have written about women's health, but men didn't seem to think that they had anything to do with health. You know what? I think we do. And Patrick, the world is waiting for you. Susan, the world is waiting for you because I'm sure you have some expertise in something that some people don't. And even they do, there are some people on earth who are going to read that thing only from you. And remember, each and every one of us, we came with something which we have to deliver to everyone on earth. That thing is waiting for you to create, to bring out to people so that they can benefit from it. So thank you very much. I'll return to our presentation and just hope that those of you who haven't shared your idea here, that you actually still have an idea in you, and by the end of this session, you will be able to have developed the liking for some idea, and we will start working on it. In part of my coaching, which I do for people to write books, sometimes people come in and they have no idea of what they want to write about. They just want to write a book. They just want to be an author. And some people come with an idea, but when we work on the idea, they realize they could write a book about something else. And some people come with some ideas and they start developing them, and it turns out to be something so beautiful that they did not think it would be. So, in fact, we all have a book which we would be able to continue to develop. Let me get back to my slides. So that is the right framework, where you are actually thinking of the why you are writing, where you're doing your research. You are then beginning to put them in question form, in chapter form, and then developing it explicitly by executing it and having a draft ready. Once your draft is ready, you think about what? What do you think next? What do you think is next? When your draft is ready, what are you going to do next? Yes, thank you. Publish the book. And that, my friends, is where the profit framework comes in. When you want to publish the book, one of the first things you've got to do is to make sure that your copy is absolutely ready for publication. The thing you have in your hand is called a manuscript. And would you agree with me that it's better to take time and create a good book than to rush one and people will not read it? Would you agree with me? Yes, but I would say no. If you have got a draft in your hand, work with it fast and publish it. There is always a second revision, a third, a fourth, a fifth revision. This other book you're seeing here, which is called Unplugged, is one of my books which I look at how people can take a step back from social media and kind of just unplug a little bit and get back to family relations, get back to meditation, get back to reading, get back to communicating, developing relationships with people. It took me about 6 months to write this book. And once I had a draft, I thought it was ready. I sent it to my editors, and the first editor sent it back to me and said, "This is unbelievably drafty." I said, that's why I'm sending it to you. And I worked on some of the comments, sent it back to her. And meantime, the other editor sent it back to me. And when I combined the two and reworked it, I sent it back, and the book came to me from the editors ready, polished for publication. Sometimes we can have what is called analysis paralysis, where we're analyzing every little single page and sentence, and we will not get it right. I can tell you, I'm just working on another book now, second edition, and I'm changing nearly everything I wrote the first time. So it is okay to have your book polished, to have your manuscript drafted, polished, but also might not be exactly what somebody in the future would think it should be. Therefore, work with the feedback when you receive it. Give it to the editors and make sure that when it comes to you, that you work with it diligently, happily, taking into consideration the feedback that has been given to you. Then the R in the profit is making sure that this book is ready for publication by, there are things that I can show you which are tough. At this point, the publishing editing is slightly different from the writing editing. And you might feel really lost. And people at this point usually almost give up, even though they have a draft, because there's a lot of technical work in putting the book in a format that is going to be acceptable, in putting the pages in a way that it will be acceptable, in formatting the chapters, numbering that is going to be acceptable. What about even thinking about the ISBN number? Tough. Some people don't even know where and what that means or where they can get it from. And it's also quite costly and pricey. But there are ways of getting these things cheaper. Also, people fear that when they get to this point and publish this book, people will think that they are amateurs. Yes, we are. Everybody's got to start from somewhere. Who agrees with me that everybody's got to start from somewhere? Thank you. Thank you. And one of the things I always tell my clients is that once you get this draft ready and you've received it from the editors and you have actually then worked on it and polished it, getting it ready to send it back now for publication, always take one day to meditate on the book again and think, have I got everything I need? Is the publisher going to deliver the product? Do I need to pay for the ISBN? Do I need to pay for the formatting? Do I need to pay for the printing? Or do I need to have other ways I can pay for these things? I tell you, one of my books I published, this one you're seeing here, this book was paid for before it was actually published. I'll share one strategy with you. I got this strategy from one of my coaches who taught me how to actually write and publish books, the CEO of Black Cat Books. What he taught me was that when I've got my book ready, I should go out there and look for people in the industry who might be advertising in on TV, on newspapers, on other books and other places, and reach out to them and say, hey, for example, this one, I said, look, I'm publishing a book on health, A&E, accident and emergency, management of pain, helping people to not go into hospitals. Have you got something you can put in here that people would like to know? Would you like to advertise your business in this book? And somebody said yes, and paid for a page. And somebody was willing to pay for half a page. And I got all of that money beforehand, and then I went and published a book with it and came back, gave them the book, and printed some copies for them. Now, when people come to see them, they give them the book, which has part of their information therein. That, my friends, is how you can also minimize the cost of publishing. Who's excited about listening to such a strategy? There are so many other strategies I can share with you, but with the shortness of time, we are not able to cover every strategy. But as I said earlier, if you're happy till the end, I will be able to share with you what we can do for you. Optimizing. Well, I am so excited actually sharing this and also sharing with you this other book which I published recently. This is actually my recent publication. What you need to do when you have sorted out your ISBN number, your formatting, and now this is with the printers, you need to think about how you're going to get people to actually receive your book. One of the things I've been taught to do is to actually advertise the book even before it is on print. I can tell you about 3 people have ordered this book already, which is not even out yet, but people have ordered the book because I've created a material, I've been able to share it with people, and people are excited waiting for the book. Therefore, you need to think about optimizing the metadata and listings in Google, in all social medias where you are, like Facebook, Instagram, and so on, where people, your audience, are congregating. Who would like to know how you can actually do this also maybe for free? Thank you with a show of hand. Excellent. Well, I'm sure in your platform, Carola and Cecilia, they've brought so many people here who are helping you to be able to see different ways of becoming better. And with me being here today, I'm sure that I add up to what they have shown you. And I'm sure that by the end of today, we can also be able to show you how we can work together to get some of these strategies, some of these things that cost a lot of money. But because we have got the experience of working with other people, we can bring those people in and share the costs. The next thing we need to do in this is to have a funnel. There are various ways of creating a funnel. It can be a funnel through WhatsApp, through other social medias, but you can also create a physical funnel on the net, which is attracting and getting all of your readers, getting all of your potential readers, getting all the people who might want to work with you into that funnel. And you might give them something that is valuable from your book even before your book gets to their hands. And would you agree with me that when you receive a gift from somebody, you tend to be drawn towards the person, even wanting to do business with them? Would you agree with me? Thank you. Well, one of the things I learned from one of my coaches called Peng Jun is that you've got to think about your audience coming through the funnel and you cast your net wide enough. For example, if I'm writing a book about being a fisherman, I'm going to reach out to people who are fishermen and women. I'm going to reach out to people who sell boats, who make boats, people who swim, people who fish. And from there, I might begin to sift out a little bit down to the few people who actually want to do what I want to do. And when you get all these people and narrow them down, they become your leads, they become your friends, they become people turning up at your seminars, they become people who are reading your books, they become people who want to listen to what you want to say. You can email these people, you can sell to them directly, and of course, you can also create a relationship with them that will lead to other networking relationships. So creating a funnel of your readers is the next thing and very important to do. If you don't have readers, then you don't make any money or you don't make any profit really from your creation. Videos of marketing their material. Well, you have written your book. So what do you need to do next? Get the whole world to see that book. Talk to anybody. Anybody who comes to 1 meter towards you, 3 meters towards you, talk about that book. Well, I'm not sharing all of these things. I'm giving these examples really to impress you, but to show you how they can be valuable and they can help you. Once upon a time, I was in London at a conference, and somebody walked to me and said, and we started talking, and he saw that I had a book. I was holding one of my books, and he inquired what it was, and I handed it to him and said, well, it's one of the books I've been reading. And he looked at it and then looked at the name and said, but that's you. And he said, yes. Oh my God, that guy bought 3 books from me immediately. 3 different books from me immediately because I went to that conference with my book in my hand. Visibility. So you have to be able to create so many ways of being visible, making sure that anybody who comes close to you, that you talk about what you do, and you can give them free copies of your book. Making sure that any partners, people you work with, like Cecilia and Carola today, reaching out and saying, hey, could you share with us something with our audience? And today you might go away from here and then tell somebody else and say, hey, I've seen somebody who can help you publish your book. That is how we become visible, friends. And it is important to do so even before your book comes out. And lastly, in this framework, you've got to turn your book into a business. Oh, this is wonderful. I can share with you some of the things I've done. As you can see right here, I'm speaking with you. So speaking is part of what I do. And the books that I've written one about speaking, but I've also created a Udemy course about public speaking. I have got, right now as we're speaking, 21 courses running in Udemy. And 6 of them are basically the books that I've published that have transformed them into courses. This is one of the things you can do. And that is not enough. That's not all. I'm right now recording some podcasts on the books that I've written. That is how you turn your book into a business. And all these things can be bringing you income while you're sleeping. And what if your book is not just this thing we're calling an eternal card? What if this book is the foundation of your pension? What if this book, which you've started writing today by writing the word there, is the thing that is going to give you, your children, your children's children, the financial freedom that you need? You've got to think about this even before you make this commitment to write this book. Because would you agree with me that it is a powerful thing to know that you can write one book and transform this book into a course, and people will follow the course and people will buy the book, but also speak about the book and people will be able to buy the books, but also help people resolve problems in their life? Who agrees that that is a powerful mission and vision on earth? Type yes in the chat box if you do. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. So then what you need to do in transforming your book into a business, you need to think about a business model. Well, how would you run this business? One of my colleagues is a business coach, and he helps my clients to help them and show them how to build their businesses. Of course, I learned a lot from my own mentor, Mark Atram, who showed me how to create my own business of what I'm doing right now. But I've passed that on to other people, and I get other colleagues also to pass their knowledge to my own clients. You've got to think about the greatest amount of income you can get from this particular book, and therefore reach out as far as you can and create as many passive income streams as possible. You've also got to think about, that funnel which I talked about. You got to think about social media platforms and how to collect, store, and sell these books. At the end of today, I'm going to share with you my own little website where you can see the books that are ready for sale now. And through that, once in a while, somebody buys one of those books. Once in a while, somebody buys that book. Would you be happy with somebody buying just one of your books? And maybe it brings you £1? Type me in a box if you are going to be happy to see £1 drop in your account from a book which you wrote and published. Well, I would like to earn £1 million from publishing this book. Well, if then I think you might be in the wrong place, because these books we're talking about, they bring very little money. But what you can do with that book is the thing that will bring you millions. The contacts you make, the networking, the people you work with, people who see you as a specialist and are able to invite you to talk about that subject somewhere. That, my friends, is where the money will come from. So I'm going to stop here just for a moment again to answer some questions and see whether there are questions for me to answer before I dive into the next part. There you go. Let's see. Are there any questions in the chat box? Let's see. No question. Okay. Let's scroll down and see whether there are further questions down. Good. I've seen some sharing there. Letter sharing there. Caroline, thank you so much. You're talking about writing a book about veterinary topics. That's great. Absolutely. Right now, I didn't share with you what I do during the day. During the day, I am a lecturer at one of the universities here in the UK, and I teach people how to become nursing professionals. And in the School of Life Science, the school where I teach in, they have a veterinary section. And I can tell you, Carolina, that there are just very few contemporary books written, especially about the experiences of those who are working in the field. That is absolutely lacking. So maybe we can collaborate and write a book together. That also is one of the things that is good to do, developing the business by collaborating with other people and doing the same. Okay, let's see what else is in there. No questions, no further questions and comments. Thank you so much. Now, let me tell you a little bit more now about what do you do with these books. Imagine writing a book and handing this book to somebody, and somebody else reading that book and contacting you because they read your book. Would it not be a great thing knowing that somebody who knows somebody has given a solution to somebody just because you wrote a book? Maybe what this might do for you is to create a pension pot for you. People work today, and once they retire, all they get is 300, 400, 500 pounds when they have worked for 30, 40 years. What if you had a book which is bringing you just £10 each week? Or let's say £50 every month. What if you had just one book? And maybe what if you had 5 of those books bringing you £50 every month? Imagine how much money you would be saving for your pension without working, because you've written that book once and that book is continuing to bring you income week after week. What if you could transform this book into a course and you put it in Udemy or other platforms as a course, again helping people with a solution to their problems, and the people paying you the money? I can tell you, every month I receive about minimum of £200 every month from courses that I've created once, transformed my books into those courses, created once, put in there, and I don't check. All I do is talk to the students, answer their questions, and when I'm sleeping, people are reading and paying. What if that were you? What if you had one, two, three, four of those? Every time that you create one of those, you spend the time and then you get paid eternally. What if that were you? Now, if what I've shared today just helps you to write this book, publish it, and earn just a little bit of money, would it be worth it? If what I've shared with you today can help you to create a course after the book and get passive income from it, would it be worth the while? If what I've shared today would just be that thing which is going to give you another pension pot, would it be worth the while? Thank you. And so I share with you what I could also do to help you in order to actually publish this work that we are already thinking about. One of the things we do is helping those who are passionate about writing to write. Those who have written and they want to publish, we help them to publish. Those who have published and they want to make money from the books, we show them other ways of doing so. So I'd like you to probably join or consider joining one of my programs where I teach people how to publish their books, how to write their books. When you join this coaching program, we spend every week for 3 months brainstorming, writing, coaching, supporting, and making sure that the work is done correctly, properly, and that you don't lose the steam. Sometimes it can be very frustrating. Procrastination sets in when once you don't know what to do, but we're always here to hold your hand. We then would be able to talk with you one by one to one, to be able to look at what your idea is, start developing it, work with the framework, and create the draft with you, and hopefully publish it for you. During these sessions, we can also work with other partners to make sure that your work is great. For example, we did not talk about other problems like creating title pages, creating your book covers, creating your videos for marketing, creating some of the networking material. We didn't talk about that, but during our coaching course, our coaching sessions, we teach you all of that because all of that comes as a package. With what we've shared today, you can take all of this information today and go and actually sit down and write a book. Would you agree with me? You can do it by yourself. And if you want to, we've got a small course here which I can share with you where you can actually just go and visit this website, and there is information here where you can take the information, work with it on your own, and literally day by day challenge yourself to do it by yourself. And we will meet once on a Saturday and just check on what you're doing. This is $97 and it is worth it. The value is $997. But I spoke with Carolina and Cecilia about what they do for you, and they said, no, well, I've got to do something greater and better. And so you can take this and do it by yourself for just $97. Well, but that's not it. If what I've shared with you today resonates with you and you think, I want to publish my book in 2 weeks' time, no, we could do that, but that would be a stretch. If you say, I want to publish my book in 30 days, we can do it. If you say to me, you've listened to this and you want to publish a book in 40 days, we can do it. If you say to me, you listen to this and actually you're going to take your time and do the coaching for 3 months and get the book published, then this is it for you. If you go into this website, you will also find this pitch, which I'm making to you now, where you will be able to see the various packages that we have. And this, my friends, is what we do for our clients. But for you today here, because of my friends, Carola and Cecilia, what I'm willing to do for you is for £997, I am going to give you the highest package here, where we do it with you. Instead of you going to do it by yourself, you're going to get what we do with you for just $997. And so for $997, you have 6 weeks coaching. We meet once every week. We go through your book outline. We help you to start writing. We help you to reach out to people who might help. But that's not it. That's not all. We then also make you a great speaker by helping you talk about your book. We also help you to create the course with that book, and we show you how to publish it. We help you to self-publish your book, because that is another problem which we face. Do you do self-publication, or do you get somebody else to publish for you? We teach you, and my favorite is self-publication. It's cheaper, it's faster, more efficient. There are merits on both sides. We help you with a marketing strategy. So ladies and gentlemen, if you would like us to hold your hands and actually help you to write and publish this book, today I'm offering my friends, and you got to be happy with them. You got to be ready to give them a round of applause, because it is their generosity that is coming from me to you, where I am giving you literally £2,000 because they have invited me to come and speak with you. So this will be just $997. So again, here are the links. If you go to this link, digitalhubstar.com/coaching, you will be able to purchase that package for just $997. When you purchase it, I know it will say that you have purchased the first package, but I'm offering to you in this platform that second package, which is full of those genuinely huge, profitable things that I've talked about. Or otherwise, if you want to go and do it by yourself, you can check this link here, digitalhubstar.com/book and a dash publishing. Ladies and gentlemen, that is where we will be ending up. Again, the links here, and you can take a picture of it, or you can click on the link later on when you get these slides and or when I send you some of the PDFs, you can then do so. I'm going to stop sharing now so that I can take more questions and we can have a conversation about what I have shared with you today.
Thank you so much, Louistas. It was really, really nice to listen to. I'm so excited to finish my book actually. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So if you people have any yes, any questions now, please tell Luistas. Or if you can put the links, can you put them in the chat? If you can copy paste the link so it's easier before we
Yes,
end up this session and just
fantastic.
clarify each link. So I have a question. Was it $97 for the first the package, the special offer?
The so yes, the do it by yourself is $97. The special offer which I'm offering to people here, uh, of course, both of them are special because they are more than that. The other one is $997, but I'm offering it here for $97. And I'm sending that link in right now. And then
Amazing.
and then the bigger package we where we do actual coaching, that is the 2,997, but here I'm offering it to you for $997.
$997, people. It's wow, just to publish your book. That is an amazing deal. Wow. So okay, so put the link inside of the chat so we can click on it. There you have it. So you see. And we will also put this recording inside of the Speak and Sell community. So if you want to look at it again, you are welcome to do that. And do we have any more questions before we say goodbye? So there you have both links now.
Yes, the both links are now on the in the chat there. I hope I've put in the correct chat box. If not, just I'm sure you can put it in the correct one.
Yeah, it is the correct one. It is.
And, and could I say, if you click on the links and you make a purchase, please just email me and say, just mention Carola or Cecilia so that I know that I'm offering you what I have offered you today. Because people are buying these through the website, and once they buy it, they get what they get. But once you get any of these today, you're actually getting the bigger version of what I'm offering.
Mm. So
Fantastic.
thank you so much. And people, if you are ever considering writing a book, now is the moment to get Luisa's support and earn some money while you're sleeping. Amazing. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much, Luisas. And we are so grateful for having you here, sharing your valuable knowledge.
Fantastic. I want to really once more thank you, Cecilia and Carola, for the great job you're doing. I remember once you started this, I was present. And that first session where you taught us how to start thinking about speaking with impact, it has never left my mind. So thank you so much for what you do. Thank you so much, Carola, for what you do. I'm sure we're going to meet again soon in some of those bigger conferences, but what you do here is so important. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to give Carola and Cecilia a massive round of applause.
Thank you. And applause to you too as well.
Thank you.
So, oh, we have one question here in the before we. Patrick, yeah, thank you. He writes, thanks for a great 1 hour. All
Thank you,
right,
Patrick.
Patrick,
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Carola. Thank you very much, uh, everybody who has contributed. Thank you and have a great day. See you soon.
have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.